And a very warm welcome. You're listening to the Modern Mystic Radio Show on A1R Psychic Radio Network, the world's #1 psychic radio network, and we are on Moonstruck TV. I do have a guest with me today, so I will introduce her in just one moment. Just want to remind you of how you can get hold of me if you so wish. You can get through to me on my website, which is www.modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can find me on Facebook under Mystic Saira and Modern Mystic. Now, without further ado, I'm really excited to welcome on my special guest. This is Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. She is a soul sculptor, an author, a healer, and an Akashic record reader. And those are just a few of the things that she does. So welcome, Jennifer. How are you?
Thank you, Sarah. I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
You're more than welcome. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I know it. So tell us a little bit about your spiritual journey so far. So when did it start for you and what have you been doing?
Oh, wow. Well, when I was a child, I had an imaginary friend. I think my parents thought I was a little cuckoo. I had lots of trauma in my childhood, which then caused me to be a victim for much of my life. And when I was in my mid-30s, I knew that life had to be better than what it was. And actually, when I was 16, I read Siddhartha, and I wanted to become enlightened. And so to overcome all my negativity. And I see that my screen has stopped. And I was determined to heal my life. And what happened was I realized that my thoughts were literally killing me. Yeah. And so if I found a healing modality that worked for me, I became certified in it. I became a hypnotherapist in '98. I started doing energy clearings and healings from 2007. And, it's just been an onward and upward journey, and to a point of being able to manifest in the moment and channeling and writing books and just living in joy. So, from way back when I felt absolutely, can I say shit? Shit crazy, to a place of really feeling like I am, standing in truth and my divinity.
Wow, that sounds absolutely unbelievably amazing. So just tell me a little bit about what is a soul sculptor? This is how you sort of describe yourself. Explain it in a little bit more detail.
Well, when a sculptor looks at a piece of wood or a piece of clay, he sees what the finished product is going to look at. And so I do that with the people I work with. They come to me with broken hearts. Maybe a husband or a wife has cheated and they feel devastated, hearts broken, and, maybe even feeling a little crazy. And so I help to chisel away all those negative beliefs and the limiting patterns and programs, and get them to be, and happy with themselves,
So if somebody's watching right now and they feel that they're plagued by negative thoughts or negative beliefs, is there anything that they can do right now that would move them forward a little bit?
Well, yes. Don't believe everything you think, because 90% of our thoughts are not even, we're not aware of, and a lot of them aren't even ours. We're drinking from this soup of consciousness, and excuse me. And I'm really trying hard to keep my cat from wandering onto my computer. He's determined. He loves our energy, Sarah. He was doing this yesterday when we talked. So if you see me I'm not distracted. I'm just trying to keep him off my computer. So here's the thing, is that we've got to harness the mind. Our mind is a supercomputer, and each of us is a divine co-creator. And every thought we think, I have to just breathe for a minute, every thought we think is a prayer. And so all of our thoughts are heard. And so we want to only focus on what we want as opposed to what we don't want. And so if we don't have money to pay the rent, we can't focus on, oh dear, I don't have money, because then you keep seeing more of that. So instead, how could I easily and effortlessly have the money for the rent? You focus on the solution rather than the problem. And I overcame fibromyalgia, Epstein-Barr, depression, anxiety, all kinds of things. And the stronger that we become, the better. So if we believe that we're weak, we are. If we believe that we're strong, we are. So whatever thought you hold is what, we become.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I strongly believe is that, throughout the day, we will be like emitting a vibration, we will be emitting a dominant emotion. And quite often we go through each and every day with dealing with frustration, from start to finish. We get up late for work and then it goes downhill from there on in. So how would you say somebody can actually start to think more positively or feel more positive? Because I do believe that it's not just what goes on in the mind, but it's what we feel and what we emotionally emit that also, it's like it adds the power. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. The emotions are the gasoline that we throw on the fire. And so the gasoline that we want to ignite and I see you frozen again, is joy, is happiness. Uh-oh. Have you lost me altogether?
No.
So one of the things what will turn us around faster than anything is being grateful. And as soon as our eyes are open, to be grateful to be alive, even if you don't think it or feel it. Because when we start focusing on the moment that we have, and that's where we create from. So we've got to let go of the past, and we've got to stop focusing on what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, will I have the money for the rent? No, we have to focus on right now. I'm always taken care of. I'm always protected. The universe is always working for me. And so the gratitude piece is the biggest part of our creative exercise. So being grateful to have a roof over our heads, to be alive. And so a lot of people have health issues, and I had them too. When my mind was not being harnessed and I was allowing it to run amok, it was creating illness in my body because of the worry. So we've got to be in absolute faith and know that we are the creator, we are the gift. And so it's thank you for this beautiful body. Thank you for my vibrant health. Even if it isn't evident at this moment, it soon will be. Because I overcame all of those things, and it wasn't with drugs, it wasn't with antidepressants. I had depression. I didn't take medication to heal it. It was all thought.
So you've also worked with some really well-known people that work within, our area of work. So tell me a little bit more about how you got involved with working with such interesting people.
Well, I got invited to this Louise Hay thing down in Florida, and I had seen Wayne Dyer at my local Unity Church speak, and I really honestly wasn't too thrilled about going to see him, and they dragged me. I went, and while I was sitting there, I just got this overwhelming feeling that he needed my help. And so I got my card to his handler, and I said, I don't know why, but this is what I'm being told, that Wayne needs my help. So I gave her the card, and within an hour, he called me. And
wow.
I went to his hotel room, and I helped him through a heart attack. He was having a heart attack. And so there's another one, Panache Desai. I went to his event and he asked me some questions about his stepson, and I told him he was smoking pot in the bathroom upstairs and hiding the joints in the, what did I say, in the eaves trough. And sure enough, when he got home, he checked, and that was absolutely true. So I started working with his wife, and I did some relationship work with them early on as well. And so, just happens to be, when we follow the guidance and we're in the right place at the right time and listening.
Mm-hmm. That's when the magic happens.
Yes.
Okay, we are going to go on to our first caller. I wish I had an hour with you. I really do. Or longer, maybe 2 hours. But before I do that, just in case, we finish the show and we're not able to do this, how can people get hold of you if they would like to find out more about what you do, or perhaps, get one of your books?
Well, my books are on Amazon under Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and my website is the same. Thanks for asking, Sarah. JenniferElizabethMasters.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook.
Wonderful. Okay, so we are going to go on to our first caller. This is Teresa from Woodbridge, Illinois. Teresa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. How are you?
Wonderful. I'm really well, thank you. And thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I'm going to hand you over to Jennifer. Do you have a question for Jennifer tonight?
Yes, Jennifer, I am in the process of making a whole lot of new starts in life, and I'm really leaning towards the relocation. And I want to know if me moving out of state would be best for me. I'm feeling this, so I just want some confirmation if I'm headed in the right direction with everything as far as career changes and, like I said, new state and, things of that nature.
A move for you would be very good. It's time.
I feel that.
It's time. Not to mention, isn't Illinois awfully cold?
It's awfully cold, and that's very depressing for someone like me.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been here all of my life. I've just had a new birthday. I've turned 50. And so I just want, a whole new change of pace. And I'm leaning towards Las Vegas. I've always wanted to live there.
Okay.
So I've been checking into things, and I just want to know that I'm headed in the right direction.
Well, it's very dry there, which is really good for people with arthritis or asthma.
Yes.
And there's lots of sunshine for sure. It'll be very good for you.
I think so too.
Congratulations.
Great.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate you for giving me that confirmation. Now I can keep proceeding forward with my plans. I've actually got more movement or direction out there than I have been here. Here it's been stuck. And I think it's time for me to go.
Can I just offer some advice, dear?
Sure.
Okay. Don't drag your stuff across the country.
I'm not. I've gotten rid of everything.
Okay, good. That's it. Go light.
I've gotten rid of everything. Yes, I have.
Good. It's very freeing to do that.
Hallelujah. It is.
I'll just add one thing that I'm sort of picking up here for you. I mean, number one, I feel like your heart is really pushing you to do this. Okay, and I feel like at the moment you're trying to convince yourself that it's all a good idea, and of course it is a good idea because you're following your heart, and it's something that I feel it's like you can kind of taste the future happiness that's there. And one thing that is more on a practical level for yourself. This is in relation to the area of work. Okay. Because my feeling here is like you making the move and then the work will fall into place for you.
That's what I feel, because I have so many things that I'm talented in and so many things that I'm interested in pursuing and so many things that I have pursued. So I'm like, where do I go here? You know,
and
like
the reason
it's wide open. So I don't even know where should I go first or what would be more profitable for me. You know, that's something that I was concerned with too.
Yep. The reason that you're finding that your life is feeling more and more stuck where you are as well is because you are to move. Does that make sense? It's kind of making sure that you've got nothing where you are to really be attached to anymore. So I would say in many respects, embrace that feeling of being stuck, because then there's no area of confusion for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Wonderful.
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming through.
I appreciate the confirmation and the advice, and I will take it and run with it.
Excellent. Enjoy. Okay, we are going to go on straight on to our next caller. We have Diane in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Hello, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show. Do you have a question for Jennifer tonight?
A question, just general guidance would be great at this point. Will I be having a new career change anytime soon? Let's go with that one.
Okay, Jennifer.
Well, I'm not getting a career change at this moment. It feels like there's some internal things on first before that change is going to. And Sarah, you may have more information on that.
Right. Okay. So let's have a look. So what I feel around you at the moment is that it's almost as though your creative energy, I feel, is really wanting to come forth, okay? And I feel that when we're looking at career, I do feel it's almost as though that is a part of the transformation that's coming in for you over the course of this year. That I feel like there is a lot more, and I feel like, as Jennifer said, you know, it's starting really sort of internally within yourself. I would say as well, looking at this, it's like, have you been feeling like you don't know what direction you want to go in either? I feel like there's a feeling of just being like you've been stuck in your career for too long. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, it's really cutting out. It's hard to understand the last part.
I said, are you feeling as though you're stuck in your career at the moment and you're not quite sure what direction you actually want to go into? Because I feel like I've got more than one option for you coming forward.
You've definitely nailed that one.
Yeah, my
turmoil. There's some turmoil about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I do feel like it's a really big decision as well. And this is probably why you've been kind of waiting, if that makes sense. I feel like you need to, because I feel as though your next career move, you know, it does have a basis in terms of what you have been doing before. And what I feel here is you've got to wait for that opportunity to jump out at you and how come your heart to resonate with it, okay? Then I feel you'll know where you have to go, where you need to focus. Does that make sense? I don't feel like that inspiration has come in for you just yet.
Not yet.
That makes sense.
But
that could explain why I
do want to give you. I do want to give you the month of April around this transition, or where I feel like I've got that inspiration coming in for you. There will be other changes as well. I'm particularly drawn towards the area of love, and I don't know why I want to say this, but I want to say self-love as well.
Self what? I'm sorry?
Self-love as well.
Oh. That's good.
Yeah. So you're coming into a stage here where I feel like I get a real sense of empowerment around your energy. So this year is quite important, but I feel like you haven't quite reached those signposts just yet. They're coming though. So don't worry.
Stay patient then.
Absolutely.
All right.
Diane, if I could just give you just a little bit of advice about what to do in the meantime. Get crystal clear on what brings you joy. Because when you have that clarity of what you really desire, what really brings you joy, it's going to help you make the decision when the right thing shows up.
Okay. Is it possible to ask one more question, possibly?
We have literally got only a few seconds left, Diane, so I'm very sorry we're going to have to leave it there. But thank you so much. I'm going to thank Jennifer as well for coming onto the show. It has literally gone in a flash, as it always does. Hopefully we will have you back again really, really, really soon. I'd love to spend more time talking to you. So yeah, once again, just remind people of how they can get hold of you. What's your website again?
JenniferElizabethMasters.com.
Wonderful. So thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the shows, and I'll see you the same time next week. Goodbye for now.